I think that's
I
about
don't
as
like the
funny
joke.
as that joke.
I don't like.
could
No,
get.
I like the
like
joke. I
that.
don't like the setup.
Well, I
Okay.
like. That's what I'm saying. I don't like the joke. I like the punchline. I don't like that
It's
setup.
the first version, though. We need a little. It needs something else.
I liked what you said, Dan, about the husband or the wife coming home early.
Yeah,
You're
it's
onto
just
something with that.
someone who's the lawyer's spouse is at home and says, "Oh, honey, you're home early," and the lawyer goes, "Yeah, it was a brief case."
But
And
then
that would
why?
be like a scene in a movie. That would be in like a lawyer comedy if we ever make a lawyer comedy.
But then what was a briefcase for the double entendre?
Yeah.
The
I
case,
guess you just have to imagine
the
it.
case in the courtroom was brief. That's why he's home early. He
No, I
or
get
she is
that.
home early. Then what don't you
It's
get?
implied that the lawyer has a briefcase
That there's
in
no
the
point.
court
Yeah,
at
it's a-
all times, so you don't
Yeah.
have to mention it in the joke.
Oh, so
But
you're
it's
not
funnier
addressing the
if it's-
briefcase itself.
I am because of how small it is in my version.
But that doesn't make any sense either.
I have
So
a
there's
question.
Yeah.
Yes,
Go ahead.
Megan.
Go ahead.
Can something small be described, like size-wise? Can it be described as brief? That's
This
what I
was
was
how this
saying,
whole
because
before
it's-
you got on. This was how the whole fucking episode started, and I was freaking
Because
out then,
it's a
and I'm
measurement
freaking
of-
out now. No, it's not. Okay, I guess
What
like
about briefs? Briefs are shorter than boxers.
You're right. You're right.
yeah, it was
What do you think? Do you see like a cute
Oh!
little puppy and be
Oh!
like, "Oh, it's so
Wait.
brief." Okay, go ahead.
what do underwears what do underwears
No, it's good. Keep going.
No,
I'm
no.
following. That's
What
perfect.
do lawyers take their underwear to work in?
Briefcase.
A briefcase.
That's more of like a Laffy Taffy joke, though.
What the hell's wrong with that?
Yeah, no,
Absolutely
there's
not.
nothing wrong
We're
with that.
going for a more sophisticated.
Highbrow
That's
boot care.
That's some
Exactly.
popsicle stick
Get your
shit there, Meg.
sophisticated joke out of here. Yeah, like wow. Okay.
I want there
man.
to be more layers. As
Go
well.
shorty. It's your birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
I'm wishing you the happiest birthday.
Happy birthday. This is big. It's your birthday.
I had to take my big hat off. It was too itchy.
Oh, you hate to
Make
see
my
it, folks. You
forehead
hate to
itch.
see it. Jackie,
Yes, sir.
can I ask your name and birth date, please?
Jacqueline Lambert, October 12th.
And your height and weight.
5'3", 130.
Okay.
Nice.
I will be, for your listening pleasure, Daniels, I guess. November 10th, 9'9", and 9'9" for height and weight.
That's not his. He's actually a very short man.
Well, it's 99
He's
stone for weight and 99
Short
centimeters.
king, I think, is what they're calling it these days. Welcome to the Happy
5'2", but we
Birthday
weren't
podcast.
kidding about those feet. They're very big. His custom size.
I want to say this.
Okay.
Have you ever heard someone say that they have a fur baby?
Yes.
Oh, I got this friend. She's saying, I got these fur babies. You're going to love them. And I meet her fur babies, and they're just these dogs. I'm like, I was expecting some hairy babies.
Oh, yes.
So we'll be working on a joke along those lines. I might abandon that one or just... Again, Jackie
Yeah.
last week was saying, if any
Briefcase.
listeners, want to finish a joke where the punchline is... Well, you say it better than I do.
Basically, it starts out where at some point there's a lawyer, and then the punchline is, it was a briefcase.
Honey, you're home early from court.
Well, but it also has to do with a literal briefcase, so you got to put that in something.
Oh, okay. So that's what we're going to be doing more and more as we put the ideas out there. We need you to refine them. We need you to make them funny because we're not professional comedians, folks. We're just your best friends. And we do want to thank you for listening. If you're listening right now, I love you. I want to be with you. Not in a romantic way, but just be together, maybe in an empty room, and just sit there and just be. Doesn't that sound nice, Jackie?
No.
I don't think we should be doing anything until we solve the briefcase riddle.
I can understand why you would think that, but time's a wasting, and we got something really important to get to, so I just hope that I can strike down what you just said and strike
You're asking
up.
me, do I want to be locked in a room alone with one any one of our listeners?
No, I was saying that I want to be. And I didn't say locked. That's your twisted mind.
What's the implication?
Jacqueline?
What?
I know Paul wants us to finish this joke.
Lawyer walks in. Judge says, why are you holding such a small briefcase? And he says it was a briefcase.
Hold on a second.
That was good.
Wait, say that again? I wasn't listening.
The lawyer walks into the courtroom. He's holding a very small briefcase.
Oh, like a joke briefcase.
The judge says, "Sir, why is your briefcase so small?" And he says, "It was a briefcase."
Oh, because he wouldn't need very much
paperwork
stuff because it was just a short case.
Because things that are small, well,
Oh, that's good because it's brief as a measurement of time, but also a type of case.
Dan, what do you
Jackie?
got?
What I got is less frivolous than what my compatriot Jacqueline is hoping to do right now, and it's more serious. And it's a question along the lines of, can you guess which famous person has a celebrity birthday today?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
And I will.
And before
I'm
I
going
give
to
you
right
any
now.
clues as to the identity of this person, whoever they may
Okay.
be, whatever
Yeah.
they may be, I want you to just tap into your brain, because that's all we can tap into is our brain. That's all we have. And tell me,
Sure. Yeah.
whose birthday is it?
Do we have a brain or does the brain have a body? Really, truly.
You're doing Yakov Smirnoff jokes in 2023.
I'm going to say it's the celebrity birthday of Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein is my answer.
That would be an exciting episode. I think we'd get a lot of plays on Apple Music and everywhere else.
Yeah.
But let's hear that sound again. Yep. Not Jefferson Epstein. Now, this person is famously connected with a crime,
Okay.
but was not the perpetrator of the crime, but the victim.
Brendan Dassey.
Listen,
Oh.
no. Well, he did it, didn't he? Wasn't that the
Did
whole
he
thing?
do it? I don't remember.
Here's a hint, the likes of which we've never heard before. I remember that this jolly good fellow, I actually raw guessed this one a while back, and it was wrong.
Really?
Yeah. I
Whoa.
don't remember what episode it was. It was a while back. It's a lady. She's a gal.
Oh.
Famously the victim of a crime about 54 years ago. I can give you a pretty good hint in a minute, but with these bad hints, why don't you tell me who you think it could be?
Victim of a crime from 20 to 30 years ago. Famous. Jean-Benet Ramsey?
I
That wasn't that long.
I said 53 or 54 years ago.
Yeah, I was just
Okay,
making
that's
sure.
fine. That's fine.
53 years ago, victim of a crime, lady, famous, celebrity.
Yeah, she's more famous, I would say, for the victimhood of the crime than her own career, which she did have sort of a career on the screen. More clues coming your way.
Oh, the lady that the Manson people killed?
And her name?
Oh, shit. Linda?
No. If you are, let's say, you and I go to Buffalo Wild Wings together.
Mm-hmm. Which
and
we do.
we get the 128 piece boneless Bobo wings.
Mm-hmm.
And we're both eating that together, half and half. What are we doing with that tray of wings?
We are going Dutch.
Okay.
Deutsch? I forget.
Well,
I don't.
which is a form of what?
Splitting it? Sharing. Sharon Tate.
Sharon Tate!
I would share my
Sharon
Tates with you any day,
Tate.
bro.
Oh, Jackie, I love that. That's a lovely
Yeah.
message. Because it's
Yeah.
not too lovely a thing to think about Sharon Tate.
No, she got really killed. Really bad.
Yes. And she was approximately 8.5 months pregnant with a child. And that's just...
And how can we turn this into something hilarious.
Let's find out.
I'm itching
Let's
to
find
figure it
out.
out. So let's see.
You're itching. I'm going to scratch your itch, not physically, but with my words, which is what I do every week with this segment that we do called the Birthday. Did I say that right? Birthday?
Yep. Birthday. Yep.
Birthday bag. Sharon Tate. Here we go. Okay. Sharon, Sharon, oh Sharon Tate, wherefore art thou, Sharon Tate? This stunning starlet is sadly not most remembered today for her work in such films as Valley of the Dolls, The Fearless Vampire Killers, or 2 episodes of Mr. Ed. No, this legendary looker lives on in our memories for being slashed to itty-bitty bits by members of the Manson family in the summer of '69, no pun intended, when she was just weeks away from attaining MILF status. Now, thinking about the Manson family reminded me of Charles Manson, their kooky yet charismatic paterfamilias. And you know, like it or not, there are always 2 sides to every story, right? And I'm not here to defend Charles Manson. I just think it's important for us to get a clearer idea of why things happened the way they did. Like, those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. And I don't think we want to repeat this part of history ever again, if we can help it. So let's just clear a few things up about these Charles Manson murder allegations. Now, first of all, you do know that the Manson family weren't actually related to each other, right? So, like, it's not like he made his dad go out and kill people or something weird like that. And that's another thing. Charles Manson's hairy hide wasn't anywhere in the vicinity of the gruesome, sadistic murders of this lovely young woman and her friends. Now, yes, he did tell his followers they should go do it, but just because someone tells you to do something don't mean you got to do it. Like if I told Paul that he has to say on the mic, I suck and I can't get an erection, doesn't mean that he has to do it, because I tried to do that last week and he wouldn't do it. So there's proof there.
I was just reporting the facts.
Okay, well, and speaking
Calls
of
them like I sees them.
Sure, and speaking of doing what you're told, don't you know that there were some very obvious power dynamic problems at play? For Mr. Manson believed he was acting under the orders of the toppermost of the poppermost band of the 1960s, the Beatles. Yes. Charlie M. believed that the Fab Four's recently released White Album was loaded with coded messages impelling him and his followers to put Hollywood babes under the blade. It seems crazy, right? As you may know, at the scene of the crimes, messages were scrawled on the walls in the victim's blood, evoking the White Album tracks Helter Skelter and Piggies. Now, I do think that interpreting those particular songs as murder messages is irrational. I think Helter Skelter is just a song about like riding a slide up and down at an amusement park, and Piggies is just a terrible song that should only inspire someone to skip the track. But you know, where there's smoke, there's fire. Or where there's smoke, there's Jackie. And so I decided, in honor of the birthday of that comeliest of corpses, Sharon Tate, that I would take a deeper dive into the works of Ringo, George, John, and Paul to see if perhaps Charles Manson was right all along. So.
Okay, I can't wait for this. Because you've probably not really heard too much about them, like, as a group.
The Beatles? No, I kind of know them as sort of like this pop culture thing with the haircuts and the big pants, whatever it was they did. But haven't really listened to a lot of, that sort of music. As Paul has said before, I'm mostly into like kind of modern blues, stuff you'd hear at Blues Fest, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So,
and they did like rock. Right?
Yeah, hard rock.
Yeah.
So just going back through their discography, thinking like, how could someone reasonably interpret these songs to be a message to go out and kill some people, right?
Yeah.
So I started with the album that Mr. Manson was particularly fixated on. It's called the White Album, and
wonder why.
Yeah, song on there that I'm gonna play you a snippet of this because I found this kind of compelling. I'll let the audio speak for itself. Okay.
Okay.
Oh-blah-dee, life does not go on, bruh. No, Sharon Tate's life won't go on. Oh-blah-dee, life does not go on. No, Sharon Tate's life won't go on. that.
So
You can't do that.
I don't know how you're supposed to take that if you're some drugged out hippie listening to these things. I don't think that there's much.
Wow, I guess. Yeah, I never really listened to the lyrics that much. I guess
This
I don't
this
remember
next
that.
one, it goes back even further. I got a couple more here. It goes
Okay.
back even further. The year before that, the alleged Summer of Love, 1967. The album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Band.
Yeah.
And again, just see how someone is supposed to interpret this if they're listening to this.
Look for the girl with the sun in her eyes and she's gone.
Sharon on the floor with stab wounds. Sharon on the floor with stab wounds. Sharon on the floor with stab wounds.
Holy cow!
Pretty gruesome. I mean, that's even describing
I see how they got that.
the method and Jesus. We got one more here. This goes back to the earliest days of Beatlemania. I don't know how this got swept. It got swept under the rug, frankly, for a long time. So this is one of their earliest hits. I was shocked to hear this. Let me know what you think. Maybe I'm off base with the way I'm hearing some of these songs, but just
Sure.
let this one play out for a minute.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you something. I think you'll understand when I say that something. I wanna kill Sharon Tate. I wanna kill Sharon Tate. I wanna kill Sharon Tate.
So
Well, Jesus Christ.
it's out there in plain sight the whole time.
That's
You
crazy.
didn't even have to play the record backwards.
No, exactly.
It's just right there.
Yep.
That's nuts.
People were playing it backwards, like yeah, rush. Like, what does that mean?
Play it forward, you dumbass.
yeah. So
Wow. Incredible journalism on your part.
thank you very
Groundbreaking.
much for waiting.
Groundbreaking.
Sure. I'm probably the best DIY journalist out there these days after they locked up old Andrew Callahan. So happy
Yeah.
birthday, Sharon Tate, and we're awaiting Sir Ringo Starr and Paul McCartney to be prosecuted for their crimes. Honestly.
Honestly.
And
Yeah, lock them all up. Lock up Ringo. Lock up whatever the other one is that's
Sure.
alive still. And get them out of my face. I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
Throwing soiled rags on people, getting people sick, making people do murder. Enough is enough. Hollywood, we're on to you.
And they masturbated each other together.
Well, that's
Yeah.
fine. You can do
Yeah.
that. Just like with your friends, that's fine.
you already know that Stamps.com is your one-stop online shop for all your shipping and postage needs. But let's face it, who even sends that much mail anymore? How can you get the most bang for your buck from your subscription? Well, don't worry, they've got you covered. Right now, when you sign up for our sponsor, Stamps.com, they will put you in contact with a randomly selected fellow Stamps.com customer to be your new pen pal. That's right, you'll be writing and receiving weekly one-page friendly handwritten letters from who even knows whom. And don't worry, to guarantee that the letters continue at the required weekly rate, if one pen pal misses 1 week, they will be hit with a hefty fee. Week number 2 could lead to possible legal action, and if a third week is missed, that pen pal will end up on our Stamps.com wall of shame. But we know you won't let that happen to you because you want to use up as many stamps and envelopes as possible. And right now, when you use the promo code PPAL, you will be enrolled in the daily pen pal letter program at the same cost as the weekly plan, with the same penalties shifted to a daily rate. So what are you waiting for? The post office to find you a pen pal? Log on to Stamps.com today, click the big red Find Me a Pen Pal Today button, and soon you'll see that maybe the real Stamps.com was the friends we made along the way.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back.
Are you alive? Are you good? Are you here?
I'm live. I'm a little concerned in my basement studio right now. You can hear the water flowing through the toilet pipes. And it just stopped.
No one
So now
cares.
we're ready to go.
I think people like that, actually. No, they do. They're like, we like your natural toilet noises. That's
I
one of the
like-
big feedbacks I get.
Paul's unnatural eating of a piece of cake out of a Was it someone's birthday at work, Paul? Or what's going on? Where do you get that cake from at?
No one's birthday.
Just bought a cake?
No,
They
just a slice.
Oh, okay.
Just a slice.
Jackie?
Yeah. Wait, no, I do this. Dan.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Guess whose birthday it actually is?
Jackie, I'm going to think that today is the birthday of someone that is the polar opposite of Sharon Tate. Someone that is not a beautiful woman.
Okay.
Someone that is not the victim of a violent crime. I'm going to say it's the birthday of Kyle Rittenhouse.
No, I'm so sorry, but you are 100% wrong. It is not Kyle Rittenhouse.
Phew, I said.
Phew, indeed.
Yeah.
This is actually, well, it's a man.
Yeah, all right.
He was born in 1870.
1870.
He was born in 1870. He died in 1901.
Young man.
I'm going to go ahead and just say you don't know this man.
That is so fucking rude.
I know it's a bold move, but maybe you have. I don't know. He's an Indian poet.
Oh.
Would you like to know his real name? Because I need you to guess his nom de plume.
You give me his nom de real.
His nom de real is Nandalike Lakshmi Narayana. And he is an Indian poet.
Oh, golly.
Yeah.
Famous birthdays we talk about on this podcast, right?
Well,
Like Emperor
famously,
Norton, Dick
all of these
Peabody.
birthdays are sent to us by producer Paul, and
Yeah,
sometimes
all right.
he gives me a stinker or two. But this,
Some like Abe Lincoln's stepmom, someone like that.
sure,
Okay.
right, yeah.
Is the nom de plume? I mean, my gosh, I think that there's maybe a chance I may have heard it at some point in my life, but
Yes, you
I have
have.
so much fucking information in my brain. It's hard to make sense of
Let
it
me
all.
give you a little Dewey Decimal System
Sure.
into where this file might be located in your brain.
Yep.
Think of
Oh, it's Dewey, all right.
famous American pop stars from the 80s who go by a single name.
From the 80s? Madonna?
Madonna! His name's Madonna. Muddana.
Madonna. Gotcha. Wow.
Yeah,
All right,
dude.
Jackie, that's interesting. And thank you for the Dewey Decimal System shout
You're
out.
welcome.
I
knew
go
that
to the
would work.
library and I tell them I'd rather see the Dewey Cox system. Walk hard.
Yes.
Yeah. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Madonna. So
Okay,
I'm going
well,
to
let's
step
get into
aside. I'm
it.
going to roll back in my rolly chair and say, this is Jackie's time to shine. Let's hear all about Material Man.
All right. Today's JGF, poet and proseman, Kavi Madonna, comes from India and is known as the harbinger of Renaissance in modern Kannada literature. Ligatures. His nickname, Madonna, comes from the word mudu, which means cute in his native Kannada language. He is also called the dawn heralding cock of modern Kannada literature by discerning critics, and he claimed that the poetic genre was dead, and prose is what was dear to the human heart. Like the majority of the world's best artists, this cutie's contributions in his field were only recognized until long after his untimely death, at the age of 31 when he fell ill with tuberculosis at a time where a cure was not available. After he succumbed to his illness, his family burned all of his manuscripts and unpublished prose, believing that his excessive studying was the cause of his death. Because of this, and his insistence that his published works were actually written by ancient people, and that he received them through his ancestors, his authorship on his most popular works was not proven until 1929. That's 28 years after his death.
Fucked up.
His colleagues, friends, and fellow writers were actually able to prove that his works were indeed works of his own and not written by anyone else. JGFKM was was a Yakshagana poet, one who composes plays and poetry for the Yagashana Theatre in Karnataka. Apart from his prose, his plays, and his poetry, Madonna also had edited and composed traditional songs to be sung on different occasions. I tried my damnedest to find a reliable English translation of any of the Madonna works out there, but unfortunately they aren't easy to come by. He doesn't have a SoundCloud, an IMDb, or a Bandcamp. But this got me thinking. If I were to die today, at the ripe young age of 32, from an untreatable new disease, would my friends and family be able to validate the authenticity of my prose and the plays and songs that I've written?
Okay.
So I was just wondering, Dan, if you were up to the challenge of the Madonna provenance.
I am always up for the challenge of the Madonna provenance. I've said it
Great,
time and
so
time
here,
again.
what I've done is...
I have.
So what I've done is here I have a list of a few lines from some of the most successful prose from both my personal writings, as well as some from other popular and well-known artists and prosers. So can you decipher which were written by me and which were written by someone else in a whole new game called the Madonna Provenance Challenge?
Let's do the promenade. Fuck it.
Okay. Okay, I'll read a few lines of prose or song and you tell me who
Yep.
wrote it, Jackie or someone else.
Okay.
So here we go. First one. I've got a broken mind. I can only lie. My husband hates my mind. I've been a bad, bad wife.
I don't think you wrote that.
I'm sorry, I did actually,
Oh my
guys.
God,
From
I
a
thought
song
it
called
would-
Hedgehog by the band Beatrix.
I thought it would have
Okay.
rhymed better. Okay.
Do another one. I actually don't really do rhyming, but
Yeah,
we
I
can get
do.
that later.
I do.
Shawty's like a melody in my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing like na 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 every day. It's like my iPod stuck on replay, replay.
I'm going to say you wrote that because you love the iPod.
I should write more iPod songs, but I'm
Yes.
so sorry. That was written by Sean Kingston from the song Like a Melody. Next one.
Yeah.
I only see what I believe, and things are looking pretty empty.
Sounds like your outlook on life. I'm going to say Jackie.
Yes, I did. I wrote that. It's from a song called Rose.
Okay.
Okay, we got another one.
Yeah.
Hey Joe, I heard you shot your old lady down. You shot her down to the ground, yeah. I can do it again.
You did not. You didn't write that.
No, I did not. That was a song called Hey
Yeah.
Joe by Jimi Hendrix.
But you're not going to let me not get by with saying he didn't write that song, actually.
I know, I actually didn't check. I
but no
figured
one
you
gives
would
a
let me
shit.
know, though.
I know. And
So who wrote it?
it's credited to a man named Billy Roberts, who I know
All
nothing
right, shout
about.
out to Billy Roberts. Okay, ready for the next one?
Yep.
Sasquatch, Godzilla, King Kong, Loch Ness. Goblin Ghoul, a zombie with no conscience.
You wrote that nonsense.
No, I did not. That is a song called Monster by Nicki Minaj.
Oh, fuck. I knew Nick Minaj. I forgot about her. We love Nicki Minaj and her
That was
not Madonna.
body of work, if you know what I mean. Body of work.
Sure. Okay, ready for the next one. This is a song, by the way. This is not a poetry.
Gotcha, not prose.
Prose or... I should die, I should die, I should die, I should die.
That's
I
you.
should
You wrote
die,
that.
I should die, I should die.
You wrote that.
That is true. I did
Yep.
write that. That's from a song called Bad Thoughts.
Prose sounds more like cons.
Nothing wrong with that.
Okay, next in the Madonna Provenance Challenge, we have the following lyrics. When the UFO is taking humans to their doom, will you still keep hating those that aren't just like you?
No. You did some deep diving.
Who wrote that?
And I'm going to say that was written by Dan back in like 2016, 2015.
That is correct. That is the When the Aliens Come by Dan Daniels off Fake Blues. And you should give it a listen. It's a good track.
You went back to my fucking band camp? Sicko?
Next is
It's not to be,
the next
it's
one.
not to be used.
Ready?
Yeah.
Time can bring you down. Time can bend your knees. Time can break your heart. Having you begging please.
That's like the Jay Giles band or something.
That is Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton.
Oh. Sorry, no disrespect. No
It's
disrespect.
the bridge, right?
Okay.
I never got that
okay.
far.
What else do I have? I think I got one more. You ready?
One more. Let's do the promenade.
Okay. This water will
Providence.
make you
Providence.
sick. Do you follow? Don't dive to the bottom, and for God's sake, don't swallow.
That one I like. I like that song. A song's called "Don't Swallow," written by Mr. Dan Pasco, Dan Daniels
Daniels.
himself. That's a good one.
Well,
Let's do
I'd
more
say
of
you probably
these.
won the. No, you failed the Provenance Challenge. Actually, you didn't get like 2 of my songs. So when
That's a
die,
B minus. Yeah.
please provenance my prose.
Jackie, when you
Don't
die,
wait 28 years, okay?
I-
I don't want to be Madonna.
will catalog your works. I will write your official biography. I'll go through your stuff. I'm going to keep some of it. Some of it I'm going to give the
Godzilla,
Goodwill.
King Kong, Loch Ness, Goblin, Ghoul, a zombie with no conscience.
When you're dead in your grave, I'm going to say you wrote that. How do you like that? I'm going to put it on your headstone. I'll put it on
You
your
could get
headstone and attribute it to you.
Sued by a rich lady.
You can't
No,
sue
you
someone
should put
over a
that on.
headstone.
Yeah.
Put Goblin on my headstone.
I will put Goblin on your headstone. Producer Paul will keep Goblin on some cake. And in the meantime, we're going to take a little breather. This is a lot of hard work to do what we do. I can't wait. Next week, I'm probably going to copy you and do a Mudanna Providence because it seems like a fun thing to do.
Yeah, it is.
Instead of singing Beatles songs about murdering Sharon Tate, hoping my neighbors don't hear me recording this.
I liked that. I liked
Well,
that.
if
It
you're
was
like
fun.
me, listeners, you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
And get ready.
They listen
to
is
find
the
out.
thing. They actively listen, which is what you don't do.
We're told when people think of the casa, they think of our delicious bread. There's a reason it's so good. It's made fresh every day and never frozen. Homemade, hand-rolled, and timed just right. Always the perfect addition to any of our meals, or just by itself. Come by and have some today.
It's just your style, Casa Calabria.
Can we ask who is? We have someone in the studio with us. We have a guest in the studio. Could you please identify your name and who you are and what your name is?
Oh, I'm the guest. Yes. Hello.
That's you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Meg Paulsen. I am a singer-songwriter currently in Cleveland, Ohio, although I do spend a lot of time in Columbus and will hopefully move there pretty soon. I'm releasing a single next Monday, actually. The single from my upcoming first project, which is very exciting. The name, which I have recently decided on, also very excited. It is going to be called Garage Meets. So like meets in a garage.
Okay.
There is a backstory to that, believe it or not,
sure.
which we may or may not get into.
We'll get into that.
Good. I was secretly hoping you'd say yes.
If you're comfortable sharing this information on a hot microphone, could you please tell us when is your birthday?
My birthday is November 28th, 1992.
Whoa,
Ooh,
that
yeah.
is
Remember.
huge. Thanksgiving, Black Friday.
Cyber
Um,
Monday. Ooh,
It's
yeah.
18 days after my 4 years and 18 days after my birthday.
Cool.
Pretty incredible shit. But
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what I really want to tell you that's incredible is I have a big book in my tiny little hands that is called The Secret Language of Birthdays. This was written by Professors Gary Goldschneider and Joost Elfers.
Juiced.
Yeah,
Okay, now that's a name.
that's a name and that's a man.
We've also turned it into a verb. So like right now you are getting juiced by Dan.
Juiced.
Yes,
Yeah.
getting
So
juiced by
enjoy
me.
getting juiced.
Well,
getting the
that
juiced.
sounds so weird.
Hashtag juiced.
Exactly.
Got juiced it on
If
the
the-
HBG podcast. I'm sorry. I'll shut up. I think I've read this before. Is that the one? It's like got the numeral. Yes. Yep.
It's got everything. Well, just
Yes.
pretend you haven't heard it before. Maybe you don't remember what it says. It says a lot.
I don't. I
of
once
information.
whiled away an afternoon in Barnes and Noble flipping through this book, but it's been a while, so
Well,
I
we've-
think I need a refresh.
We've whiled away about the past 2 years flipping through this book. God
When you
damn
say
it.
Right.
read it, do you mean cover to cover?
No, I'm lying.
God, I miss.
No, I
I
skimmed.
used to do that in the chain bookstore. Just pick up.
Just
like
hang out. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Take
it's
a
like it's a
big
good
dump.
vibe.
Yeah,
It's
No,
a good vibe in Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
I miss Borders, honestly. That was another good one.
we
I
had
like
in
those
Marquette. We had
Borders.
B. Dalton was the one. B. Dalton.
Where the hell was that?
In the mall.
By
You don't know because you never went into a bookstore.
because he can't read. Yeah.
I couldn't read.
No, I think you actually read the most books out of all of us.
I don't think
I
that's true.
have
You've said
been
that
an avid
before, and I don't
reader.
think that's true.
Because
I've
you
already finished 2 books this year, by the way.
you read like textbooks though, Jackie.
I'm reading actual books right now.
Okay.
What are you reading?
I'm reading
Okay.
a book called Hidden Sea, and it's like a kind of a dark retelling of the Nutcracker. And I just finished a book called Firekeeper's Daughter, which is written by a local author
Nice.
about Indigenous life in the UP.
Wait, who?
Gosh, I don't remember her name. It's about like meth, and I don't want to give too much away, but it's really good. You can have it. I just finished it. Her name is Andrea something.
And you know what I'm reading right now? Nothing, because I don't fucking read books like you guys do. I told you.
You read Seinfeld or Sign Language.
I read
by
like
Jerry Seinfeld.
nonfiction about things
read
I
the Paul
already
Schaefer
know
book.
about. Yeah. Meg, before I get into this book, top 10 books that you're reading right now.
I'm not even reading 10 books.
You can make them up.
I don't remember the titles, but I actually am reading this cool book. It's something about like different smells and like
Ooh.
the different
I like that.
emotions and like visuals that they can evoke. It's really well written too. It's like very charming and engaging too. I wish I can see it in my head, the cover, but I can't remember the title.
Smell it. Is it
Take a
scratches?
picture of it and send it to us on Instagram because I'm
Sure.
curious.
It is. It's really good. It is an olfactory adventure. One might
Is it
Can
say.
you like scratch
and
and
sniff? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not that cool. I wish it was. It smells like a
do that.
book, unfortunately, but
That's
it's
cool
cool.
too, though.
yeah, it goes into like sweet smells. It goes into like earthy, stinky, like
Mm.
aromatic. It's
Stinky.
Stinky. Love that.
Thinking
yeah.
about scratch and sniff, like
Yeah.
I take it for granted. It's always been a part of my life ever since I was a child. There's like a
Mhm.
sticker with a picture of a strawberry. You scratch it. It smells like
That
strawberries.
stinks. Yeah.
But I just imagine someone inventing that and introducing that invention. Like I just worked on something where if you scratch a picture of something, it smells. Well, I guess, yeah, that's good.
Hell yeah.
That's
Anyway,
kind of how I feel about scented markers. Imagine being that guy.
yeah.
Mhm.
What if
Like
they-
that's
yeah.
cool. What a cool, especially the one that invented the chocolate one.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I actually
Huge
met a
advancement.
guy who he invents like flavors. And I don't remember which one he said, but he was like, you remember the whatever candy or like, blue Skittle? I don't know. And I was like, oh yeah. And he was like, I did that. And I was like, you're so cool.
That is actually, that's super cool. That's like
Yeah.
massive street cred forever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Like I invented blue raspberry, bitch.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
now what? Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do after? What do you even do after that?
Just like hang out with me, I guess.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, you can walk into a place and grab some blue raspberry candy and just walk out with it. And they
Like-
say, sir, you're like, I invented this.
Yeah.
See this right here? I'm baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just sticks
Yeah.
out his blue tongue. Like, oh, I'm sorry, sir.
Did he do a lot of stuff with like beaver butts? Sorry,
Yeah,
what?
they do like blue crab goo and like beaver butts. And
Yeah.
they
I don't
get
know.
scents from
I
all
don't know
over
what
the
you're
place.
talking about. I gotta
Oh.
get this book out of my lap. It's
Okay,
too heavy.
okay.
Wait, sorry,
It's
really
okay.
quick.
No. It's your. Go ahead.
Someone said beaver butts. I'm kind of in what? Why?
It's
Yeah.
like a scent thing, right? It's like where it's like the sweet smell. It's in like a bunch of shit. It's a scent gland from a beaver's
I have
ass.
never heard of
Mhm.
this at all.
Yeah, they put it in like lipstick
Wow.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's in like
Wow.
a bunch of foods and stuff too. I'll have to find it. I'll send you a couple articles. A lot of
see?
interesting stuff.
Man.
all natural, baby.
Kind of an interesting dichotomy there, Meg. Where you, Meg or Megan, Meg, I'll
Meg
say,
or
right?
Meg.
Right? Like
I was
we
fine
both
with
heard an unfamiliar concept, and you were like, "Tell me more," and I went, "No, no,
He said, move along.
we're done."
I don't want to talk about the beavers anymore.
It's more just about me knowing Josh than.
Yeah.
I just don't hear that phrase in life a lot.
Beaver
Beaver
butt.
butts.
Mm.
So
I've never
I
heard
had
those two words together.
I had to say something.
Yeah.
And yeah, here we go.
If you
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
smell something, say something. They say.
That's right.
Oh, all right. Let's bring the laughter down.
Okay.
Let's get this. Because I want to get serious about birthdays and see what Juiced has to say about November 28th, the day of the lone wolf.
Oh
What
wow.
do you think about that? Are you a lone wolf, or you got other wolves
I
around?
mean-
Or
I'm pretty independent by nature, but I like to kick it with other wolves for sure. Yeah.
sure, other lone wolves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. There's a lot of information here. It's a pretty small font. There's no way I'm getting through this today, but fortunately, on the side of the page, there's a list of 3 strengths and 3 weaknesses. How about you?
Lay it on
You're
me,
born in
juice.
this- Okay. Here we go. Let's juice it up.
Yeah.
Let's start with the good news, Meg. Your strengths. Oh, wow. You are profound, natural, and emotionally sensitive.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yes.
not physically sensitive. Someone throws a basketball at your head, it bounces right off. You don't even notice.
I feel
I
like
just have-
that's the most generic list of strengths we've ever gotten. That's just like describing a human.
That's
These are usually more
Not profound.
they're usually more like you're stinky, you like coffee, you're a weirdo, and this is just like you're alive. You're
I feel like a
brilliant.
fortune cookie, like you will accomplish something great in the
Right.
next 10 to 12 business days. Yeah, probably. I will say of those three qualities, I'm definitely emotionally sensitive. I'm a little cinnamon roll at heart.
Oh,
I'm
Um,
sorry that I said your strengths are generic. They're very special.
Yeah, why don't
No,
you walk
I
that
mean-
back?
No, no, profound. What the hell does that even mean? Like, I mean, I don't know. Juice.
Mm.
I need answers.
Well, let me tell you this. I just found out what profound means,
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
and it is very great or intense.
Okay.
Thanks for looking that up. We were all scratching our heads over the word profound.
Oh, I thought you said it's a very intense, like it's a very great or intense, like blank. I was just like, it's a very great or intense.
Oh, like guess
Nope.
the rest of the definition. That could be
milkshake. It's a very great and intense.
I just figured I'd
brew.
help you guys
Like,
out. I assumed there were
yeah.
other people in the room who weren't quite sure what the word meant, so we looked it up, and
Okay.
now we all know.
Now,
There it is.
yeah, now we all know because none of us knew.
Well, one word that none of us are going to have to look up is the word weaknesses. We're familiar with them. There's a list of 3 weaknesses. Okay? We've all got them. We all do. You know?
Well,
true.
except for me,
Except-
I thought apparently Juiced has something to tell me.
You thought so.
I
you
didn't
thought
know.
So, but it's right here in yeah, it's black and white. It is black and white. Black ink on white page.
What do we got?
This can be a little difficult to hear, especially if you're emotionally sensitive. Are you sitting down for this?
I am.
Okay, here we go.
I'm waiting with bated breath.
I'll bait
Go
that
ahead.
breath away, Meg. You are contradictory, confused, and dogmatic.
oh,
Listen,
wow.
I gotta say, that's not a
Yeah.
very good list of weaknesses. Confused? Yeah, I'm confused. Contradictory?
confused.
How? Dogmatic?
You know what I think happened? I think that Juiced Elfers and Gary Goldstein
Yeah.
they wrote these on the day that they, were. So like they wrote yours on November 28th. So they were like full of turkey. They just had the holiday pass. They kind of just phoned it in. That's what
Yeah, I feel like they just made a bunch of cootie catchers for each day and said, okay,
Yeah.
all right, confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Write it down. Shit, like something like that.
I know you've got an album coming out. You have a single. You're very excited. You got new music on the way, but I'm sure that is it's expensive to make music these days. It's you
It
gotta
is.
you have to hire a team
Yeah.
to managers, and you have to hire promoters and opening acts. You have to. So we're gonna try to get some money in your pocket. Is what I'm saying. There is
Listen, I got laid off a month ago. I'm
Aw.
ready for money to fall in my pocket. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
It's been a little rough, but we're pushing through. Yeah.
Should be
stinks.
completely clear that we do not actually give away cash prizes. I'm
You gotta
sorry
stop
that you
telling
said
people we have
that.
cash prizes.
Well,
well, I could send some money. I mean,
But if I can dial it back, I would just like to shout out your ex-employer and say, "Fuck you guys."
whoa,
What's your big
no way.
big deal?
No way. They actually ended up laying off my entire department. Like it's a pretty small company and money wasn't really great, like towards the end of the year, and I think their year-end numbers came back and they just weren't where they thought they were going to be. But no, I mean my boss got laid off, like all my colleagues. Like it was kind of a bloodbath. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna dial back my dial back. Shout out your ex-employers.
No.
I wish you guys the best in your business adventures because that sucks.
Yeah. I don't really think any of them saw it coming because it just kind of like
Yeah.
happened. Like I got the call Actually, no, I got a text from my HR manager because she called me. I didn't recognize the number. I was like, who's calling me from Utah? It's like gotta be spam. And then I get a text from that number like, hey, this is so-and-so from HR, blah, blah, blah. Can you give me a call when you get a sec? I'm like,
Oh,
oh
no.
man, that can't be good. That can't be good. I highly doubt they're gonna just promote me or give me a ton
Right.
of money for free. And I was right. They laid my ass off, but
Damn.
such is life.
A situation where maybe you just don't return the call and then
Yeah. You still,
yeah.
you still work there forever.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
I'll
Well,
see you guys on Monday.
like Dan had said, there's not really any money, but what I could do for you might be even better than money, because you said you're trying to move to Columbus.
I am.
I
Indeed.
know an employer in Columbus, and I could
Oh.
maybe get you a
Really?
job.
Look at that.
Do you plumb?
I don't.
Okay.
I've never plumbed in my life.
Do you?
Is that- A requirement.
Yeah, you must plumb and you must do HVAC.
Two of my greatest weaknesses. That should have been in the book. Really.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Doesn't do
Contradictory.
HVAC.
We'll pencil that in
Confused.
there.
Dogmatic. Can't plumb.
Can't plum.
Can't do HVAC.
I got it.
Really stupid. Just like
Yeah.
Oh,
Idiot.
you're not
Yeah.
really stupid.
Well,
All right, well, that's off the table.
I
We'll
think a
figure
lot. This
something
could be
out.
one of those things where it's like a fake it till you make it, right?
That's
Yeah.
You've never
true.
plumbed,
Yeah.
but you show up to someone's house with a wrench and some overalls and
I'm
just
dressed like Mario. Like
Yeah.
it's the whole guys. I know what to do. Okay, I've been there before.
you're like banging on the sink with the wrong end of the wrench. You're like, you sure you know what you're doing?
Is
Hey,
Is this thing on? Yeah, just go crazy.
I like
yeah.
your street tough Mario. I think that's
Yeah.
that's a fun character.
here's your problem. Your toilet's leaking. That's your problem. Oh yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what's really going on here. You got a leaky pipe and you ain't doing nothing about it. Yeah. That should just be my resume. Like,
Things I
not
can't do.
plumb.
Yeah.
Here's all the things I can't do. I can't plumb. I can't HVAC. Cannot
Well-
root or landscape.
To win a chance for the Happy Birthday podcast, we've never done this before, but we are going to take a chance on you. And if you get all these questions right, we will enroll you in trade school
Thank God. Okay.
and we will pay your tuition completely. And this is a verbal contract.
Okay.
I'm saying it on the air.
You heard that. You heard it here, folks. They're
Mhm.
sending my ass to school. All right.
All
Tell
right.
me.
So
What we
without
got?
further ado, let's hop into the
Oh,
game.
with some further ado, can I say we'll send your ass to school, but not before we school your ass.
So, Meg, I did say that we'd be talking about deaths today. I was not lying to you about that. I'm going to try to have you guess a person who died on this day, which is January 24th. This guy, the first guy we're going to be talking about, died on this day, January 24th, 1975. He was born October 5th, 1902. He was an American comedian, actor, and musician. He was best known as one of the founding members of a comedy troupe.
Oh, okay.
His wife's name was Mabel Haney. And Haney.
Okay. Died
Um,
in 75.
and this is kind of a wacky guy. He was born to a Russian Jewish family in Philadelphia.
Shout out Philly.
Mabel Haney.
His mother's name was Fanny Lieberman, which is kind of like Fanny Leibowitz, Annie Leibowitz.
No.
Shout out.
I don't know. He died early. Not,
That's an old man.
No,
yeah.
this guy-
He was
No,
in
that wasn't
He
him.
did
Yeah.
a lot of silent movies with his two brothers. Dan's
Oh.
just killing himself.
Not quite.
This is really his niche, so he's
Dan, do you have any hints? Do you want to
Not,
step up to the plate?
not Buster Keaton.
No,
you're close, though.
Not.
Paul is in fact wrong about the silent part, but and
Well, that's
kind of
hotly
right about the
debated
brothers.
topic.
He worked with two brothers. They'd knock each other around in the 30s and the 40s and even the 50s. They kept on going and going.
This guy had kind of a
And-
Larry David haircut.
Yeah,
Oh. Was it one of the Three Stooges?
It was.
It
Okay.
was.
I don't.
Dan, would you like to stand up? Who's this gentleman right here?
Oh God. That is. It's either Larry or Curly.
Larry.
Larry Fine.
It's
Okay.
Larry.
There you go. You just bought yourself a semester at trade school. Congratulations,
I feel like
man.
I'm on American Idol. I'm going to Hollywood.
Wait, did you know,
This is a
Dan,
lot
when
like
you wore
American
that
Idol.
shirt, that
No,
it was his death
I
day?
did not know
That's
that.
crazy.
I
That
didn't even know that. till just
literally
now.
is
Wow.
crazy. So see, God has a plan. I say it every day. God has a plan. So
Plan.
that's one
Okay.
semester. You were talking toilets 101, sinks 101. HVAC
Now
101.
I sense there's another guessing game because I need to pay for spring of 24. So
Yes,
Right.
and it's
And you
it's
need your wrenches and your
my toolkit, my belt,
paste,
a lot of
my-
those places will
my
actually
mustache.
your mustache.
Yeah.
provide that stuff
Yeah.
for you. Like, great corporate structure. College isn't for everyone.
It's not.
Okay.
No, but trade school funded by a podcast is. So
That sounds dope.
yeah. Yeah.
So this next guy, he died on this day in 2006. I actually
gonna
remember this death.
I'm going to step in and say that once you graduate from trade school, to repay us when you go on the job and you're fixing someone's toilet or whatever, you need to have the podcast playing out loud on a Bluetooth speaker the whole time. you're there.
Yes.
The same episode.
Yeah, people will be like, this is funny. What is this? Like, this? It's a little internet radio show called the Happy Birthday Podcast.
You know they do scholarships. They'll send you to school. You answered the guessing game correctly. I still gotta pay for junior year though because I lost. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, I'm sorry. 2006. Go ahead.
2006. He was born on October 10th, 1965. He was
like
in
me.
such
That
films as The Wildlife, Reservoir Dogs, The Funeral, Footloose, Rush Hour, Corky Romano, True Romance, Beethoven Second, Shortcuts, The Boys Club, All the Right Moves, At Close Range, Pale Rider, and Starsky and Hutch.
You just named all my favorite movies.
Yes. So you probably know who this is. He has a much more famous brother who is famous for movies like I Am Sam and other films.
Is it a pen?
Yep. Dan, hold up the pen.
Okay, I have a.
Now it's
standard-
really that's a really clear image. I would say that pen is crisp.
You know what? I'm gonna assume financial responsibility for the spring semester and admit that I didn't even know Sean Penn had a brother.
Oh,
So I
Chris Penn.
lose.
Happy
Oh.
birthday or rest in peace, Chris Penn.
Oh,
I could have said any name. I could have just been like Chris and
you could've
Well,
said
now
Chris.
all the money's on the line because this is the final round of the game, and I tell you what, it's double or nothing. If you get this right, we're gonna pay for trade school for you and for another any other person you can find, just any random
it's a
person
BOGO.
off the street.
That's so generous. Thank you.
Yep.
You're welcome.
HVAC, here I come. HVAC USA. All right, who's dead next? Tell me.
The gentleman who's dead next, he died on this day in 2017. He was born in 1947. I don't have a wife here. He died in West Palm Beach, Florida. That's where Jeffrey Epstein lived. Age 69.
Ooh, nice.
Speaking of Jeffrey Epstein.
Nice.
No.
And let's see, he was a musician. He's an American drummer. He was best known as a founding member of the Allman Brothers Band. But he's
Sorry, go on.
he's not an Allman,
It's not an almond.
but he has a fun name.
But he was certainly all man, probably.
Yes, he was a man, and he was very manly. Could be a hint to his name. What would you, if you saw a pickup truck wearing like a jean vest with like a heart tattoo on it, what would you say? How would you describe that?
I would
If it had like
say-
short hair and it was driving maybe a Subaru or an FJ Cruiser.
Say that's Guy Manley over there.
Oh, you're so
Chops.
close.
I think-
Butch Trucks.
Oh,
Wait, his name is Butch Trucks.
Yep, Butch
That
Trucks.
rocks.
wow.
I like him.
Claude
Is he-
Hudson,
Wait, is he
Butch
dead?
What?
Manly Car Man
is
is pretty
Butch.
close to Bush Trucks.
Did you ask me if he was dead, Jackie?
Yeah.
What are we
Sorry.
doing here?
Butch? That That's the most Wattpad ass name I've ever heard. Butch Trucks.
The craziest thing is that ironically enough, Dan's two sisters were named after Allman Brothers songs.
It's
I
not.
thought you were gonna say Dan's two sisters were named after Butch Truck.
My sister's Butch and Truck.
Yeah. It's like, wow.
They went
man,
with Dan
shout out.
for me. I don't know what the deal was there, but
Truck Pasco. That's a cute
Yeah.
name.
Yes.
yeah, Truck.
She's a
Pasco.
lovely woman, Truck
Yeah.
Pasco.
Butch Pasco. The name's Pasco. Butch Pasco.
So I'm so
That's
sorry
pretty
you
cool.
will not be going to trade school. You will be
Damn.
expelled.
That's
We'll enroll you.
impressive. We will enroll you and subsequently kick you out.
Yes, and you
That's
will be on
actually-
academic probation there for the next 10 years.
Hell yeah. You know what? That sounds kind of badass when you put it that way. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah, that does sound cool.
I'd want to
kind of-
meet me. I'd want to.
Yeah, I got kicked out of school.
Yeah.
Kicked out
I
of
got.
the
I got
elective
put-
trade school program.
I got put on academic probation for a school I didn't even go to. What
And
did you do?
I just been Butch trucking ever
I
since.
just been pushed.
It's a noble profession.
That's yeah, man. Someone's got a Butch truck. I don't know about y'all, but
What's going on in Cleveland? You're not originally hailing from Cleveland, is that right? You're living there now, but are you from Columbus or what's going on
so
there?
I was born in Los Angeles. I
Oh
lived
my
there
God.
till I was about almost 6, like 5.5.
Okay.
My dad is originally from Cleveland, and his family still lives out here, so that's why how we ended up back here.
Alright.
In 98, actually, it'll be 25 years this year. But I grew up in the Cleveland area. And then I went to Ohio State. So I lived in Columbus for about 5 years or so. And then I moved to China for almost 2.5 years. And then I came back home, and I've been in Cleveland ever since February of 2020.
Fun. What was your favorite thing in China?
Oh my God. Favorite thing?
Favorite thing.
The cost
You can
of
tell
living?
I'm well traveled by my questions that I
No, that's a hard question to
like the
Sure it
food,
is.
the culture, the language,
I mean,
the nature.
From a practicality standpoint, the cost of living, it was much lower than it is here.
Oh, interesting.
Also, just the people I was surrounded with too. I met lots of incredible people living over there. That many I still keep in touch with to this day, which is great.
Heck yeah.
But it never quite felt like home. You know, I definitely missed like being able to just like go out and understand and talk to whoever, you know, is out there, you know, because that initial language barrier was really difficult to get over, even though I got my degree in Chinese from Ohio State. So I already had like a foundation and kind of knew how to speak the language a little bit. But when I moved in 2017, I hadn't really been speaking it for a couple of years because I graduated in 2015. So it was kind of tough. The first 6 months were really hard, honestly.
What's their like toilets and plumbing like?
Nice.
That's a great question, actually.
Curious.
So the nicer places, like the nicer, newer malls, have like Western style toilets, like the
Okay.
ones that we have. But I would say probably the majority are like the squat toilets, which are the ones like they're like built in the ground.
Mhm.
You also have to bring your own toilet paper with you, like almost everywhere you go. I would always have like a little packet of tissues on me.
That's smart though.
Yeah, the really fancy ones had toilet paper. So if you were like in a mall that had like a Western toilet with toilet paper in the stall, it was like, oh, like this is like a fancy mall. So
Do people use bidets much there? I just got into bidets.
no, they do not actually. I don't know if I encountered a single bidet in my time over
Okay.
there.
If I go to one of these regions in China, I'm gonna have to walk around with like a tool belt of toilet paper, just like 12 rolls.
Just like
around
a
or a hobo
ready to,
knapsack.
like, yeah, exactly. Like the stick with the
And that's good. Bindle, I think that's called. That's good.
a
to know.
bindle. Yes.
If we'd known this to begin with, we would have made you speak Chinese the whole time.
Oh my God, I'm pretty rusty.
I know the only Chinese I know is from Rush Hour, but I do know the few lines that they do say in Rush Hour.
Let's hear it.
Is it? Well, let's hear it. Let's go.
Shishi, shishi ni.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Nice. Nice,
Yeah.
nice, nice.
So I got that. Let's see. Other
Do you think
Chinese I
any of
know.
your Chinese experience translated into your new upcoming music?
Oh, that's a great question. Yes and no. Yes and no. I will say, I mean, they're mostly centered around just like the relationships I've had, which, nothing too exciting there. But I would say like there's one song, because they were all kind of written at different times. But the one song I did write in China, it's actually it's a cover of Man Eater by Hall & Oates, with
So
like
fun.
reworked lyrics that I wrote like about a week after my breakup, like with the guy I dated in China. So that's probably like the closest like I've got to like a song that reflects my China experiences. Yeah.
So do you think the title Garage Meets had anything to do with being in China, or was that an American thing? Like,
That
did they
was
have Garage Meet there?
No, I will go into the backstory
Oh,
for this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Been
So-
waiting for this.
So, okay, so garage meets. So, growing up, like on my street, there was one of our neighbors would cure hams in his garage. Like he was like the only person on the street that would cure hams or like meats in his garage, and it always looked a little unsettling just seeing this giant single ham hock just hanging from a string in the middle of his garage, and it was
That is
just
spooky.
yeah, and it would be up there for like months. And I remember thinking, like, when is it going to be ready? Like, is he ever going to like take it out of the garage? Is he ever going to like make a sandwich? Like what are his plans with this ham? Like, what are the ham plans? I want to know. So that's kind of in a very roundabout way. That's kind of how I feel about my music in a way. My own music, I feel like, is like a garage meat in a way. It's just been in storage for years, curing, acquiring depth of flavor, and I've been asking myself periodically throughout really like the past 5 years or so, 5-6 years, as long as I've been making music now, like when am I just gonna do it? Like when am I just gonna like release all this music I've been writing and saving up and like reworking, so in a way I am like a garage meat, or my music is like a garage meat, and I'm ready to go to the deli, baby. Like I'm just fucking ready to go to the deli. So
Salty.
Sure.
I always wondered, you guys ever gone to a steakhouse and got like a aged steak?
No.
Like an aged meat?
I've not. Is it good?
Sure.
Have you?
Dude, I don't know. I got like conned into it one time. It was very expensive, and a guy was like, "We got this Delmonico ribeye. It has been aged for like 2 years or something." I'm like, that sounds like rotten.
As I say,
Feed me rotten meat.
doesn't sound good. Yeah.
And like, why would I want aged? Why would I want my meat to be left out for years?
I feel like no food should be aged. That's
Yeah.
my personal opinion.
Well, I had the same thing happen. I'm sorry.
Maybe
What was
cheese.
that?
Say
Yeah.
maybe cheese.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure,
I'm with
cheese.
that.
No, I
cheese,
was at
yeah.
the frickin' steakhouse. The guy said, "Do you want the aged steak?" I said, "Sure." He brings it out. It's in a wheelchair. It's got an IV drip. It's coughing. The
God.
steak was just coughing grease all over
It's
the
an
place.
oxygen tube just crammed into this.
Oh,
One more question.
go ahead.
Will you be seeing the new feature film, Megan?
Oh.
And she goes like this.
She's like, I guess, yeah. I mean,
Hell yeah. I want to see it too.
yeah. I kind of just like want to see her do the arm thing because that shit sends me every time I see it.
Yeah,
Do you
it's
think
very
that-
scary.
Do you think that you'll get in for free if you show your name on your ID?
Ooh.
Like, look, man,
Because they let me go see the movie Dan in Real Life for free when that came out.
they wrote this movie about me. I should just say that.
Mm-hmm.
I also know the guy that invented blue raspberry. So
Exactly, so
how do you
you're-
like me now?
Yeah.
And in the chat, there is a Wikipedia link to the Castorium page.
Thank you for that.
Well, that's
If
the
you guys
beaver
are-
butt thing.
That's the beaver butt thing.
Is that where
Wiki.
castor oil comes from? Oh no, that's fish. Castor oil
No.
comes from fish, yeah.
No.
Castorium.
Hmm.
Beaver
Huh.
butt juice. Ugh.
Castoreum was
and
also
gross.
considered for use to contribute to the flavor and odor of cigarettes.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yummy.
Can we get some spray in these motherfuckers? Like,
Jeez Louise.
yeah.
I mean,
All
like,
right.
I want to, sorry, really
Oh,
quickly.
no.
I want to speak on Castorium for
Yeah.
a brief,
Please do.
minute.
Yeah.
How about the guy that discovered that? What was like?
Yeah.
What was going on? Like, it's one
Freaky
thing to
shit, I'm
Yeah, it's
sure.
one thing to use Castorium and all these products. It's another thing to be the person that discovered, hey,
Yeah.
the stuff that comes out of a beaver's anal glands is actually pretty good in
Good.
food. Like, kind of good. It's
Interesting.
kind of
Well,
tasty.
It apparently
know.
smells like vanilla raspberry. It was like the
Damn.
scent.
Can you
So
buy
maybe-
it?
Yeah.
Some
wanna
guy
get
was
some.
like clowning around by a beaver dam out in the woods, and he's like, "Not bad."
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
That brings a very interesting thought, something that I know about, which is interesting. As a long time ago, I read this article about the history of diabetes. I don't have diabetes. It was just in a National Geographic magazine.
Okay.
I know that sounded very defensive. I
Yeah.
don't
We believe you.
I wasn't
weirdest way-
researching it.
Just so
Hey,
you know.
I was
Weirdest way I
just
found out
passing
my friend
by,
was diabetic.
and I was reading about it. I don't know any
But,
diabetic.
I don't remember the name of the guy or all the specific details, but the initial discovery of just the blood sugar issue was someone I believe in the 1600s, a European scientist who noticed that the urine of some of the patients tasted sweeter than others.
Uh-oh.
And I was thinking, what a great era for science where you could just take
Yeah.
some piss. Like, well, that tastes too good.
Oh my God.
Something ain't right.
You can find me on Instagram at meg.or.megan, Meg or Megan. You can find me on, again, like all the major streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music. Those are the only two that jump to mind immediately, but you can find me under Meg Paulsen, Paulsen. I'm releasing my single on Monday, January 23rd, In a Bag, which is actually a reboot of one of my original songs from 2015. So it's kind of like a cool, refreshed, like In a Bag to Electric Boogaloo. So
Sure.
I'm really excited about it. Project drops sometime in March, I think. Date has not been set yet. And yeah, follow me, smash that motherfucking like, whatever it is you do.
You said Meg or Megan. What if that was your name, Meg or Megan? Your first name was Meg
Meg or Megan. Sounds like
kind of cool.
Sounds like a character from the Neverending Story. Like, this is Meg
Nice.
or Megan. Like,
And to our
Just saying.
Patreon members, we have your credit card information, so we will just be buying that album on iTunes for you.
Oh,
when it
nice.
comes
Love
out,
that.
and you'll get that'll be downloaded directly to your iPhone.
Hell yeah.
nice.
Oops.
Nice.
Like the U2 album.
Yes.
Oh,
How do
yeah.
you arrange something like that? My God.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I need to have a meeting with Tim Cook. I got some ideas to bounce off him. Like, hey,
Yeah, I think he's pretty
you know what you did for Bono?
Yeah.
Give
Yes.
her
Yes.
the treatment, Tim.
Yeah.
Let's hook it up.
Come on, Tim. Do me a Sally.
If you want a happy birthday podcast magnet or pin,
I would.
send us your mailing address and I'll put those in
Sure.
the mail for you.
I would love that. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
In your case, it
would
might
love
be more of a magnet instead of a magnet.
Oh my god.
That sounds megcellent.
Oh, no! All right.
Hey.
Okay.
All right. Psh, mic drop. Let's end on a high note here.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was good. We usually don't
Cool.
do
Okay.
that.
No.
No.
Well, thanks, Megan.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you all for having me. I really appreciate it. And
We
being
love
on.
you. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you too.
You have to leave the meeting.
Yeah, it's at the
Just
She doesn't
push- it's
have
like-
to.
All right.
report.
there-
report.
I got-
block.
right there.
Trade school's calling my name.
Okay.
So I'll be off. Signing off. Bye, everyone.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
My butt is numb, boys.
Yeah,
I gotta
I've
take
had
a
to
little
pee for like
lap.
20 minutes.
Nom
I gotta
boys.
take a little lap.
I know.
Take a little lap.
All right, folks.
Well, I love this for
Okay.
you. Hashtag Harry Hyde. You can find us, by the way, thank you for listening, on Instagram
Thank you for listening.
at hashtag JGF Gang. You can
We
also find
love
us
you,
at
listeners. We
HBDPOD.
wanna be with
Hashtag
you.
Dirty Diapers Are So 2016. Hashtag Goblin on Some Cake. Hashtag I Suck and I Can't Get an Erection. Hashtag Juiced. You can also find us on
We're
Twitter.
not doing hashtag Jews.
You can, sorry, Juiced. JOOST.
Yeah.
You can find us on
actually trending right now.
Twitter. You can find us
Yeah.
on Patreon.
Don't
And
even
you
bother
can
with the
find us
Twitter. Our
on
Twitter sucks
Spotify.
ass.
Let's take it down.
I like
I
it.
might. All right.
You can find us on Mastodon.
It's just embarrassing how few followers we have.
I've had my Instagram account for 10 years and I have
No,
less than
the
2,000 followers.
Twitter I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
All right.
sucks to suck is all I'm saying.
It does suck to...
And on that note,
Sucks
Have
to
a
be
good night.
awesome. I gotta go to the bathroom.
bye.
Happy birthday